You wake up, brush your teeth, drink tea. Everything feels normal, just like every day. But what if I told you this? You're swallowing plastic before breakfast even ends. Not from bottles, not from wrappers, from your toothpaste, your tea bag, even your salt. Plastic is hiding in the things you trust. It's mixed inside your clothes and your food. It's not visible. You can't smell it. But it's there, in your daily routine. Everyday products you use are quietly poisoned, and you don't even know it's happening. This story will uncover the plastic secrets, the ones you never imagined were real. Because by the end, you'll realize this. You've been surrounded by hidden plastic for years, and now it's already inside your body. You stand in front of the mirror. You squeeze toothpaste onto your brush. You think you're cleaning your mouth, right? But you're actually feeding it plastic bits. Most toothpaste brands use microplastic particles inside. They help scrub. They help shine teeth. But they also slip into your gums. They travel down your throat silently, daily. Your mouth becomes a gateway for plastic. Now you pick up your face scrub. It promises glow, smooth skin, clear pores. But that rough texture isn't just sand. It's polyethylene, a form of plastic. Tiny scrubbers that feel clean on skin are polluting rivers once they're washed off. They flow into oceans without breaking down. And fish eat what came from your face. Shampoo, conditioner, body wash, same problem exists. Plastic polymers are mixed into liquid formulas. They create shine, foam, and fake softness. But at what cost to your health? These ingredients cling to skin and scalp, and some stay behind after every wash. Invisible plastic building layer by layer quietly. Every morning routine becomes a pollution routine. You're not just cleaning, you're being contaminated by trusted brands and familiar colorful bottles. Because convenience comes wrapped in plastic lies. You open a bag of chips. That crinkle? It's multi-layered plastic packaging. Inside, the food feels fresh, safe. But what's seeping in is far worse. Plastics release chemicals into salty snacks, especially when stored under heat or light. You don't taste it, but it's there. Bisphenol and phthalates, hard names, harder consequences. Microwavable meals are even more dangerous. Plastic containers get hot, leach chemicals fast. The steam carries toxins into your food. You eat dinner with a side of plastic. No warning label. No visible change. But those molecules mess with your body. Hormone disruptors, metabolic damage, long-term risks. All hidden beneath the lid you trust. Bottled water looks pure, clean, safe. But the bottle itself tells a lie. Plastic shreds tiny particles over time. Each sip may carry microscopic invaders inside. You think you're hydrating, but you're not. You're feeding your cells plastic debris instead. Even fruits now come plastic wrapped. Apples in trays. Bananas in film. Nature wrapped them perfectly. We rewrap them poorly. That layer traps not just moisture. It traps a modern addiction to plastic. Every bite you eat holds a trace. Not of spice, not of flavor, but of a material not meant inside. And your body has no plan for it. Because food is fuel. Plastic is poison. It's not just food wrapped in plastic. Plastic enters through air, water, hands. It floats around in invisible tiny pieces. You breathe it in without even knowing. Every dust particle may hold microplastics. From carpets, clothes, packaging, even electronics. They shed, they float, they find you. You inhale them daily, every single breath. Plastic also rides inside your drinking water. Not just in bottles, but in your tap. Pipes, filters, tanks. Plastic touches every drop. Even rainwater now holds plastic specks. Seafood absorbs plastic from polluted oceans. Fish eat microplastics, then we eat fish. The chain is simple and terrifyingly clear. What we throw away comes back inside. Personal care items add to the load. Toothpaste, face scrubs, creams with plastic beads. These tiny spheres go down the drain, and sometimes end up in your bloodstream. Plastic gloves, wrappers, and kitchen tools matter. We touch them, then we touch food. Chemicals transfer without leaving any trace. Your skin absorbs more than you think. Even baby bottles release plastic shards. When warmed, stirred, or shaken too hard, infants swallow plastic before saying a word. The body has no defense against it. Plastic doesn't break down like food. It hides in fat, sticks in organs, and slowly builds up, year after year. You didn't see it enter your life, but now it lives inside your body. Uninvited, undetected, and potentially unstoppable. Plastic doesn't just sit quietly inside you. It brings chemicals that silently damage health. Hormone disruptors hide in these plastic pieces. They confuse your body's natural hormone signals. BPA and phthalates are the worst offenders, linked to infertility, cancer, and heart problems. They act like hormones, but damage your system. Men, women, even unborn babies get affected. Plastic can trigger chronic inflammation in tissues. It irritates cells, leading to slow diseases. You may feel tired, bloated, or foggy. But never guess plastic was the reason. Microplastics have reached human blood and brain. Scientists found them in lungs and livers. No organ seems safe from plastic invasion. It may affect your gut and digestion. Plastic changes gut bacteria, your second brain. This causes mood swings, anxiety, even depression. Your mental health suffers from silent toxins. Studies link plastic to weight gain too. Obesogens in plastic confuse hunger and storage. You eat more, burn less, store fat. It's not always your fault. You're being tricked. Plastic harms children worse than adults. Their brains and bodies are still growing. Toxins interfere with learning, focus, and memory. It may show up later, but stays. Fertility is dropping across the world. Sperm counts are lower than ever before. Doctors point fingers at plastic exposure daily. The future of humanity may be plastic poisoned. No dose of plastic is ever safe. Even a little, over time, adds up. And by the time signs appear, it's late. This isn't just a health risk, it's a health crisis we don't discuss. It sounds like a horror movie plot, but it's real. And it's happening now. Plastic is silently attacking human reproduction worldwide. The evidence is too loud to ignore. Over the past 50 years, sperm dropped. Not by 5, not even 20. It dropped by more than 50%. Doctors call it a reproductive time bomb. And plastic is at the center of it. Specifically, the chemicals it carries inside itself. Phthalates and BPA mimic estrogen in humans. They confuse your body's natural hormone flow. In men, they shrink sperm production dramatically. Sperm becomes slower, weaker, and even deformed. In women, egg quality and quantity drop. The chance of healthy pregnancy gets lower. And it doesn't stop with adults only. Babies exposed in the womb get hit. Their hormones are disrupted before birth begins. Their future fertility is already being shaped. Think about plastic baby bottles, toys, wrappers. These are everywhere in a child's life. And they're soaking in invisible hormonal threats. Even short exposure leaves long-lasting damage behind. A single week of plastic matters deeply, because hormones shape your entire body function. Some researchers warn of human extinction trends. If we don't act now, birth rates collapse. Infertility could become the global norm soon. A world where babies become rare and costly. This isn't about some distant country's problem. It's about your future, your family, your children. The war on plastic is personal now. It's not just about waste, it's about survival. It's no longer a distant environmental issue. Plastic is not just outside, it's inside us. And now, it's entered our bloodstream. Yes, tiny plastic particles in your blood, floating alongside red cells and immune defenses, moving with your oxygen, nutrients, and life. Recent studies confirm this shocking truth. Microplastics are small enough to pass through. They slip past barriers meant to protect you. And they enter your internal highway, your bloodstream. You eat them with food. You drink them with bottled water. You breathe them from the polluted air. And without warning, they enter your body. Once inside, they travel without resistance. They lodge in tissues, organs, even brain. Your heart, liver, kidneys, all become plastic targets. These particles aren't harmless passengers either. They carry dangerous chemicals on their surface. Carcinogens, heavy metals, endocrine disruptors, things that should never be in your body. Your immune system recognizes them as threats, but it doesn't always win the battle. Inflammation begins. Cells get damaged. And over time, disease sets in quietly. Imagine a plastic shard in your artery. Imagine it triggering a clot or blockage. That's no longer science fiction, it's reality. Even more disturbing? Scientists found microplastics in human placenta. That means unborn babies are now exposed. before they even take their first breath. And we're not talking about rare cases. Over 75 of tested people had it. Rich, poor, young, old, no one's immune. This is not fear-mongering, it's data-backed science. Your bloodstream is under silent plastic invasion. And unless we stop the source now, you'll carry these invaders for life. You've seen the blue bins. You've rinsed out the bottles. You've separated plastic from paper, believing it helps. But here's the harsh truth. Recycling is not the solution you were promised. Only about 9% of plastic ever created has actually been recycled. The rest? Burned, buried, dumped into the environment. Most plastic you recycle doesn't get reused. It gets shipped across oceans to developing countries already drowning in waste. Or it ends up in massive landfills, forgotten, out of sight, out of mind, but never gone. You see, plastic isn't easy to recycle. It degrades in quality with each cycle. It's cheaper to make new plastic than reuse it. And companies know this, so they keep producing more and more. The recycling label on most products? It's more marketing than truth. It gives you a false sense of action, a sense that you're doing your part. But behind the scenes, mountains of plastic are piling up. Microplastics are breaking off in transit, leaking into soil, rivers, and oceans. Recycling was never meant to be the answer. It was meant to delay responsibility, to make the problem look manageable, while production kept increasing in the background. Every plastic wrapper you've tossed, every bottle you've trusted to the bin, could still be sitting somewhere, unchanged, unbroken, undegraded. It's not your fault. You were misled. But now you know the truth. And that truth demands change. Because the illusion of recycling is just another mask for the plastic crisis. You can't see it. You can't smell it. But with every breath you take, you might be inhaling plastic. That's right. Plastic is no longer just in oceans or food. It's in the air, floating, invisible, and everywhere. Microplastics, tiny fragments from bottles, bags, and clothes, are light enough to drift. They rise from landfills. They're carried by wind. They're released when your clothes dry, or when tires hit the road. And they're not just outside. They're in your home, in the dust on your furniture, in the air from your vacuum cleaner, even in the fibers of your couch and carpet. Studies have found plastic in remote mountains, on Arctic ice, in the lungs of living people. This is a global smog of plastic, and it's growing. And what does that mean for your health? We still don't fully know, but early signs are disturbing. These particles can carry toxins. They can irritate lung tissue. Some may even enter the bloodstream. Children breathe faster than adults, which means they inhale more air and more microplastics. That's terrifying. We're not just eating plastic. We're not just drinking it. We're breathing it in every single day. And yet, the world stays silent. The air looks clean, but it's filled with particles that don't belong. The invisible danger is often the most deadly, and plastic in our air is no different. Now let's talk about the most terrifying truth of all. Plastic isn't just around us. It's not just in our oceans, or in the soil beneath our feet, or floating through the air we breathe. It's inside us. Yes, inside your body. Right now, at this moment. Studies have found microplastics in human blood, in breast milk, in the placenta of unborn babies, even in the brain. Imagine that, a man-made material, meant to last forever, now flowing through your veins, lodged in your tissues, settled in your organs. We have no natural defense against this. Your body doesn't recognize plastic. It can't break it down. It can't remove it easily. Once it's inside, it can stay there for years, decades even. And what is it doing while it's there? It's carrying toxic chemicals, disrupting hormones, triggering inflammation, maybe even causing cancer. We're only just beginning to understand the damage. But the early signs are deeply disturbing. Scientists call it a biological time bomb, a slow, invisible invasion, with effects we won't fully see for another generation. And yet, we're surrounded by it, feeding it, ignoring it. We were told plastic made life easier, cheaper, more convenient. But no one told us that convenience came at the cost of our own bodies. We are now part plastic. And the question we must ask is, at what cost? It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to feel like it's too late, that the damage is done, that nothing can be changed now. But that's not true. Not yet. Because this story isn't finished. And the ending still depends on us. Every single choice you make, what you buy, what you use, what you throw, it matters. It adds up. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be aware. Start small. Refuse single-use plastic. Choose glass, metal, or paper alternatives. Support companies using real sustainability. And talk about it. Share the truth. Educate your family, your friends, your children. Demand better from brands. Push for stronger laws. Vote for leaders who protect the environment, not those who sell it to the highest bidder. And above all, stay awake. Stay conscious. Because silence is what allowed this crisis to grow. But awareness? That's the beginning of change. We may not be able to undo the past, but we can fight for the future. And that fight starts with you. Now that you know the truth, remember this. The plastic you used yesterday could be choking the ocean tomorrow. That bottle you threw away a decade ago might still be destroying life today. But awareness changes everything. And silence is no longer an excuse. This is our Earth, our mess, and our moment to make it right. It won't be simple, but nothing worth saving ever is. If this message hit home, if you care about the future, don't scroll away. Share this video. Help wake up one more mind. And subscribe for more truth that matters. Because this fight isn't over. And your voice could be the one that changes everything. Thanks for watching. Stay aware, stay strong, and stay in the fight. We are Let's Talk Plastics. And we've only just begun.